There are a lot of headlines streaming through the news these days, and it raises some questions, so I thought I'd just jump on what causes a housing market crash and bring some clarity around the concern. In very simple terms, a housing market crash is caused by an extreme oversupply of homes on the market for sale. If we look at the economic scale of supply and demand, and we have a high supply of houses for sale on the market and a very low amount of buyers willing to buy them, then all of these houses begin to compete with one another, lowering the price, lowering the price, lowering the price, until buyers feel like it's a fair value. And in the extreme scenario, this turns into trying to catch a falling knife, that once house prices get so low, other owners start looking at house prices and they see that they're underwater, which means they owe more on the mortgage than the home is actually worth. And at that point, if they don't have a lot of skin in the game in the way of a down payment that they actually made on the mortgage when they bought the house, if they don't have that skin in the game, then these homeowners begin to walk away from their houses, triggering short sales and foreclosures that ultimately lower prices even more, causing other homeowners to say, oh my gosh, now I'm underwater. Those homeowners walk away, more short sales and foreclosures, lowering prices more, they walk away. It literally is like catching a falling knife where you just keep getting cut as everything drops. So we kind of put the cart before the horse. If an overabundance of extreme supply happens in the market and that's what triggers this avalanche, then the better question is, what are some reasons that would cause a hypersupply in homes for sale? Or another way to say it is, why would a ton of sellers decide to sell their home all around the same time? There's endless reasons why sellers decide to sell their home, but a couple key catalysts that may spike a surge like this may involve a huge hit to the job market where people lose their jobs and they simply can't make their mortgage payments anymore. Another reason would be a little bit more hyper-local, say if a city lost a big employer, or there were other economical, demographic, or even political things that happened to cause a mass exodus all at the same time. There's two key differences that separates what happened in the housing recession versus where we are now. The first is the fact that borrowers back then were able to get approved for loans that they were not actually qualified for. Literally, they were able to just sign an application, get their credit pulled, and they were approved for a loan. They didn't have to prove their income or their assets. The second big difference between then and now is the fact that when people were buying homes back then, they were buying it with no money out of pocket. They were not giving down payments of 10, 20%, which means they had no skin in the game. So when they found out they were underwater, it was easy for them just to walk away and feel like they didn't lose anything. Another big detail that's different between then and now is over the past 10 to 12 years, anyone that's bought a home in this market has equity, which means that the home is worth more than what they paid for it. Back in 2008, 2009, and 10, they didn't have any equity, they were underwater. So again, it was easy to walk away because they had nothing to lose. So again, a true housing crash really hinges on an extreme oversupply of homes on the market with not many buyers, and actually what triggers that oversupply. As it stands, fall 22, right now in St. Johns County, there's about 3 months of inventory on the market, and for perspective, 5 months is considered a healthy, balanced market. So anything under 5 months is still considered a seller's market. If we compare this to the housing recession of 2009, 10, and 11, months of supply was around 12 months. I'd love to continue this conversation in the comments below, so add your thoughts or anything that I may have missed. Keep sending me questions and I'll keep making these videos. See you on the next one.